Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book. Whatever. We're on to page 262 of Infinite Jest. Here we go. Goes into the tarp sometimes. That's what it's there for. It always sounds worse than it is. The boom of the tarp sounds bad down below, though. The boom rattles Teddy Shat, who's kneeling in the little passage right behind Court 1, holding M. Pemulus's head as Pemulus down on one knee is sick into a tall white plastic spare ball bucket. Shat has to haul Pemulus slightly back as Wayne's outline bulges for a moment in the billowing tarp and threatens to knock Pemulus over. Maybe the bucket, which would be a bad scene. Pemulus, deep down into the little hell of his own nauseous pre-match nerves, is too busy trying to vomit without sound to hear the mean sound of Wayne's winner or the boom of him against the heavy curtain. It's freezing back here in the little passage, up next to insulation and I-beams and away from the infrared heaters that hang over the courts. The plastic bucket is full of old bald Wilson tennis balls and Pemulus's breakfast. There is, of course, an odor. Shat doesn't mind. He lightly strokes the sides of Pemulus's head, as his mother had stroked his own big sick head back in Philly. Placed at eye-level intervals in the tarp are little plastic windows, archer-slit views of each court from the cold backstage passage. Shat sees John Wayne walk to the net post and flip his card as he and his opponent change sides. Even indoors, you change ends of the court after every odd-numbered game. No one knows why odd rather than even. Each PWTA court has, welded to its west net post, another smaller post with a double set of flippable cards with big red numerals from numbers 1 to 7. In umpless competition, you're supposed to flip your card appropriately at every change of sides to help the gallery follow the score in the set. A lot of junior players neglect to flip their cards. Wayne is always automatic and scrupulous in his accounts. Wayne's father is an asbestos miner who at 43 is far and away the senioriest guy on his shift. He now wears triple thick masks and is trying to hold on until John Wayne can start making serious money and take him away from all this. He has not seen his eldest son play since John Wayne's Quebecois and Canadian citizen was revoked last year. Canadian citizenships. Wayne's card is on number 5. His opponent has yet to flip a card. Wayne never, ever even sits down to take the 60 seconds he's allowed on each change of sides. His opponent, in his light blue flare-collared shirt with Wilson and PWTA on the sleeves, said something not unfriendly as Wayne brushes past him by the post. Wayne doesn't respond one way or the other. He just goes back to the baseline farthest from Shat's little tarp window and bounces the ball up and down in the air with the reticulate face of his stick as the Port Washington boy sits in his little canvas director's chair and towels the sweat off his arms, neither of which is large, and looks briefly up at the gallery behind the panel. The thing about Wayne is he's all business. His face on court is blankly rigid, with the hypertonic masking of schizophrenics and Zen adepts. He tends to look straight ahead at all times. He is about as reserved. All right. That was page 262. Hopefully now my laundry's done. Good night.